Okay, let's do this. Keep track, guy.
I'll show you how we always do.
Crew Chief, using the deck in the wrong lobbies. This is more of a social thing than anything, but there's a lot of people out there playing with ultra-specific Zerk setups and breakpoints that Crew Chief can really fuck up for them. Whether or not you actually care about them is ultimately up to you. And honestly, Chad behavior. But there is a reason a lot of people have this terribly named mod. Muscle. Thinking this is an armor deck. Don't get me wrong, armor muscle is fun. 2-shot ICTV muscle, cool build. But there's quite a few people from my experience that have the idea that this is an armor heavy perk deck. It's not. In fact, it doesn't get any armor benefits at all. You need damage resistance skills just to get a 2-shot ICTV. Light protection or suit muscle tend to get way more mileage because of the hyperfixation this deck has on health.
I'm listening to the police scanner. Okay, don't start congratulating.
Armorer. Using 2-second God mode too defensively. The meme about Armorer gameplay exists for a reason. Truth be told, people are simply being too passive with Armorer. The 2-second God mode is a great playmaking tool. Don't forget that.
I think it's a pretty good plan. We should be able to pull it off this time. What do you think, Abdul? Can you give me a number crunch real quick?
Yeah, give me a sec. I'm coming up with 32.33, repeating, of course, percentage of survival.
Oh, that's a lot better than we usually do.
Alright, thumbs up.
Ready, guys?
Let's do this. Leroy Jenkins!
Rogue. Relying entirely on dodge. I've made the joke millions of times on this channel, but it still holds true to this day. It can't be overstated how wrong some people use dodge. Dodge should be used as an addition to your gameplay, not something you just gamble on and hope you don't die. Chill with running out into the open.
The armor recovery is cool, but the game fucks it over with this stupid suppression mechanic.
Hitman. Misunderstanding the armor recovery. We've all been there. I've been there. There's nothing wrong with admitting you're wrong. To clear up the misunderstanding, yeah, Hitman's armor recovery is unconditional, and yes, that means it does work while suppressed.
We all know by now that the primary enemy on death sentence hits you for a good 225 hit. All of these are, of course, one-shot armor breaks.
Crook. Not knowing what a ballistic vest is. A majority of Crook's benefits come from specifically ballistic vests, and doesn't apply to other armors. This means no ICTV, CTV, suit, and the flak jacket, as if anyone was actually using that.
Why doesn't anyone want me in their build? It can't have anything to do with me, my talent, my intelligence, or my general awesomeness.
Burglar. Using it in stealth. Yeah, I'm being serious. Despite Burglar being literally the only deck that has specifically written out stealth benefits, it manages to be one of the worst picks for various reasons.
I don't like this dummy.
Infiltrator. Playing it like it's Sociopath. These decks are seen as pretty similar, and that's not wrong. Melee benefits, high damage resistances, etc. But they are very different in terms of power. Infiltrator is infinitely weaker, and therefore needs to be played more carefully. It also works with melee weapons that Sociopath can't use.
I ran the Sociopath perk deck purely because the thought of Jacket the Chicken Man running at FBI agents with a giant spoon.
Sociopath. Equipping melee weapons that don't work. Russian Badger made these videos years ago, and yet I have seen way too many people using the golden spoon with Sociopath. Sociopath's melee boost only lasts 1 second. Therefore, anything that takes longer than a second to swing is crap and doesn't work.
I don't need it. I don't need it. I definitely don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it.
Gambler. Going for risky ammo. Admittedly, it's hard to think of anyone playing Gambler in general, but the few I have seen tend to ammo surf a lot more than they really should. Remember, you only need one box every 3 seconds to get the most out of the healing. And also, you don't need to be consistently healing. It's better to stay safe than to risk bad ammo surfs just for some meager healing.
I was acting.
Grinder. Taking armor that isn't the first two. Is this a complete copy of the Crook point? Yeah. But seriously, what is there to talk about with Grinder? The deck straight up does not function if you're using an armor that isn't suit or LBV. Despite the warnings, I've seen it enough times for this to be a note.
Some guys have all the luck. I was born with glass bones and paper skin. Every morning I break my legs, and every afternoon I break my arms. At night, I lie awake in agony until my heart attacks put me to sleep.
Yakuza. Overestimating it. Yeah, that's the best I got. I mean, what can you say about the deck that has nothing? So yeah, never overestimate Yakuza, because it will always let you down. The armor recovery is shit, the movement speed really isn't that noticeable. You pretty much shouldn't rely on Yakuza for anything.
Hey man, a lot of guys your age are learning to surf. It's cool. There's nothing wrong with it.
Man, shut your bitch ass up!
Ex-President. Ignoring the dodge. Before I say this, just know, you can still play 2-shot or light protection X-Prez all you want. It'll still do you good, but if we're talking about optimal setups, yeah. Ex-President gets 15 free dodge. And like, that's a pretty good amount considering all the other stuff the deck does. So the suit setup is actually the most optimal way to play Ex-President. Not just for the extra health storage, but for some great dodge performance as well.
We have to promise to do exactly as I say, no questions asked. I promise. I want you to
play Death Sentence 1 down.
I shouldn't have promised.
Maniac. Forgetting what difficulty you're playing. I'm not saying you can't play Maniac in Death Sentence, but it's important to remember just how different it is from the rest of the game. Damage absorption is straight ass cheeks in Death Sentence, whereas in any other difficulty, it'll do quite a bit of work. The damage in Death Sentence is just too high for absorption to do a whole lot. Anarchist. Not preparing for snipers. This could mean one of two things. Either you're not building enough armor to tank a shot, or you're not looking out for snipers. Either are a good solution for shutting them down, you just gotta put in the work.
Holy shit,
Biker. Taking a gamble on other people killing. It never happens when you need it. Just focus on your own armor gating, your own kills, etc. Kingpin. Using your injector selfishly. Now, of course, it's your ability to use as you see fit, and most times it's just part of your normal playstyle. But there is some specific situations where the injector can benefit your entire team. Don't forget, it lures the attention of every enemy it possibly can, and using it can get your teammates out of some tough situations.
Grenade!
Sicario. Thinking smoke makes you invincible. Quite simple, relying on smoke isn't foolproof and will still result in some extremely unlucky downs. That's just how percentages work, man. This is why most people who want to make the most out of this deck are genuinely just running flashes instead.
Mark! I can't believe how drunk you are.
I am not drunk.
Yes, you are.
I am not fucking drunk.
Can you tell the time?
Yes. I am not fucking drunk.
Stoic. Not being on top of flask usage. Usually saving your stuff for tough moments makes a lot of sense. After all, every other throwable deck has a pretty hefty cooldown timer. But that's the thing about Stoic. It doesn't. It's 10 seconds and loses a second per kill like the other decks. So getting your flask back is almost instant. So use it every single chance you get. You might as well.
I'm
may finally have found a place where I can be all alone. I gotta get out of here!
Tag team. Forgetting jokers. You're not always going to be able to rely on your teammates. Sometimes they're just not going to be close enough to tag. So when they're not around, at least the jokers are still taggable so you can actually like use your deck.
How lucky am I to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard?
Hacker. Playing it as your only deck. Look, usually I'm jokey about Hacker and I make it look like the devil, but this is the realest you're ever gonna hear me talk about Hacker. Hacker is a curse. Sure, it'll carry you through the game, trivialize any of the challenge. But ultimately, what are you gaining from that? You're not learning how to play the game better, you're not being taught any applicable skills, and you're certainly not making any of your teammates happy by removing their fun as well. I've said my piece.
I feel it. I feel the fumes coming out of it, bro.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad. Just do it, bro. Just do it, bro.
Well, that's actually not bad.
Stop styling, bro.
I don't know what happened.
Leech. Forgetting about the ampule while down. The deck is so powerful that when a Leech does go down, they often forget that there's an entire ability of the deck dedicated to giving you free rev skills. Yeah, you can just pick yourself up for free for the entire duration an ampule lasts. So if the game is about to end, you know, use it.
Who are you?
Copycat. Not using health boosts. Yeah, it's lame as hell, but that's just kinda how it goes with Copycat. The health boosts are so much better than everything else, it's not even funny. The only time this isn't true is in case you want to do like a dodge setup. And that's it. Just mistakes I've noticed for each of the perk decks. Hopefully you found this helpful, and feel free to tell me what you think in the comments below. I'd like to give a quick thank you to my members, Haxoon, Spammy Rammy, Dark Dingus MD, Cyber, Mr. America, Maxi, Super Cooper, 90% Fox, Protein Sniffer, Troj, Adats, Nesser, Zor the Protogen, Flaccid Pringle, Jarrao, Spiked S4M, and Eat My Birds. Thank you for supporting me and the channel, I really appreciate it. If you'd like to become a member, it's only $3 a month. You get to be featured here, and other cool shit like that. And with all that being said, I wish you a very good night.